Now we're shooting this in mid-July, and what's really cool about this time is you have a lot of time to control your scent for this fall. All your scent control really should take place right now in your preseason planning, not during the season. Far too many people put too much credibility and reliability on a scent regimen when they go out in the woods that day, that sit, when really this needs to take place months in advance. And there's a really easy way to do that. And I'm gonna talk about what I do to make sure I control my scent. But it all starts now. It all starts now with planning, preparation, and making sure that you're taking the necessary steps to actually control your scent. Not relying on a gizmo gadget or scent contraption machine to control your scent, but actually practicing predatory control of your scent. And we're gonna talk about why to do that, because a lot of these first couple steps are critical, because a lot of it has to do with what you leave in the scent, in the woods when you hunt, when you enter, access, and exit stand locations. That's a huge part of it, because that scent you leave behind can destroy hunts hours and days later. Far too many people worry about while they're on stand, when that's the most controllable aspect of scent control. Number one, preseason scent control. So we're talking about your trails in. If you can, if it's private, mow it. If you can avoid thick areas, grassy areas, brushy areas, areas that are going to rub against you and suck that scent off your body on the way in or out on public land, that's where that preparation takes place. A lot of times on public land, go out of your way not to go through thick areas. If you have an area that's fairly remote, you're going next to a clear cut, go around the clear cut to go in. Don't walk through it, because you're leaving a lot of scent. All those sticks and debris, briars, brush, hardwood regen, grasses, weeds that cling to your body, they're taking scent from you, and they're holding scent for a very long time. A lot of times, especially on public land, where you're walking in a long ways, on some of the private land parcels we hunt, where we have 40-minute walks in, 35-minute walks in, we're leaving a lot of sweat that's coming out and really saturating everything around us. So making sure on public land you're avoiding those areas, making sure on private, either your trails are mowed through grassy fields and approaches, sticks are out of the way, debris that's going to otherwise come up. A lot of times you can do that just by going in and stepping on those weeds and brush, making a little compact trail. I'd rather do that than leave that scent on that brush. Also, clothing, boots. Obviously, we're having clean clothes, clean boots, keeping our boots outside in the truck, but we're really spraying down. We use a Limishield. It's something used in the medical industry, but it really takes that bacteria out. So what we're trying to do is take that scent that's on our clothing, which is so different than the sweat we're leaving, or if you touch something, that leaves a scent for a very long time. But just clothing that's already clean, boots that are rubber, and then you're spraying that scent elimination on there, you're leaving hardly any scent behind when you're in the woods. I've had deer walk by a half hour later after spraying down my boots, clothing, walking into a stand. You watch a 4-year-old buck walk right over your scent. I'm really excited to introduce to you our new food plot seed company, and seed company in general, but WHS Wildlife Blends. These are our first two mixes, the Big Boost Brassica and the Fall Green Blend. And those are my personal mixes. You know, I've been experimenting with mixes and food plot mixes since 1998, so this is the 25th season. And a lot of those have a lot of roots back into buckwheat, peas, tillage radish, and all kinds of brassica blend, even mixing with brassica with clover back in the day in 98, 99. And so these are the culmination of all those mixes and all those experimenting throughout all the days, and also all the strategies we bring to you about food plots here. So the supply is limited. We're just doing this as a first-time run this year, and they're going really well. The sales are really going fast. So I appreciate you guys checking it out. It's on our website, in our store, and really appreciate you taking a chance on us, and really planting and buying these and planting these mixes that are my own personal favorites that you can put in the ground on your hunting land this fall. Because we don't have high weeds, because we spray down clean boots, they don't even have a clue that you walk through there. It happens all the time. When I refer to those are the scent signature. That's what's up here. That's the biggest form of scent control. When you look at this access, let's say there's a 40-acre parcel that someone's hunting. Here's their pattern trails to get to stand locations. Imagine if you're not controlling your scent in these areas on the way in and out. There isn't a deer that can get through your property and not hit your scent then. If you have weedy trails, if you're not controlling your scent of your boots, your clothing. I like taking my clothes and tucking them into the top of the boots, because then the scent goes up every step instead of saturating the ground with your sweat every time you step down, because you're pant leg is on the outside of the boot. Now when it's wintertime, when it's raining, obviously we have our pants on the outside of the boots, or we put them quickly in when we get to the stand. And then you have to worry about all that noxious scent on your boot when you walk out. But bottom line is, you're not leaving that scent signature throughout the woods. Imagine you and a buddy hunt 40 acres, you have 6 stands, you hunt each one for the 3-day weekend, and so you have this scent signature that you've left all over the woods because you haven't cleaned your trails, you haven't cleaned your clothes or boots. That's what destroys future hunts. And really, for some does, young bucks, it really doesn't matter. But when it comes to, you talk about blowing leaves on the way into a stand, it sounds cool because you have this nice dirt trail to walk in on, and it doesn't spook most deer. But I'm not after most deer. I'm after that top 5 to 10% in the area. That might be a 2-year-old where you're at, or a 5-year-old somewhere else, or a 6-year-old. The bottom line is you're going to spook those deer. If you're going in with a leaf blower on October 27th and you expect to take a rut hunt on October 29th or November 1st, you're going to spook those older bucks away, and they'll go somewhere else where it's a little bit quieter than going in and blowing those leaves out. But bottom line is this scent can destroy a hunt and future hunts for weeks to come. Number 3, you stink. Wash yourself. But number 5 down here, if you control your stand location where it's at, that's the number 1 form of scent control, is where your stand's at. So even if you smell like a pig, you can get into your stand location. If your downwind's free, you're blowing into a cliff, a big open hardwoods where there's no deer, a pasture, a swamp, a river, a road, a neighbor's house, a garage, your pole building. Bottom line is, your downwind is how you control your scent when you're on stand. Stand location is the best form of scent control, but bottom line is you stink. You can limit the amount of scent you leave in the woods. That could translate to your scent signature walking in and out. It can translate to even your rungs when you're climbing up and down, you're brushing your clothes, you're sweating less. We like the Lemon Shield foam because it keeps bacteria away from our skin. But bottom line is I'm using the shampoo, the body wash, the foam, spraying down. And even then, if there's a mature buck 40 yards downwind of me, I'm in trouble. The bottom line is if I'm keeping myself clean, I'm leaving a lot less scent in the woods, and it's not ruining those future hunts. Number 4, your downwind approach. That's something that's controlled in the off season too. You're looking at, where's my scent blowing when I'm walking into the stand? I see a lot of people say, we've never entered this sanctuary, but the deer have heard them in there and they've smelled them in there. That means you're entering the sanctuary. Deer get alarmed by scent, sound, sight. And you know what? We talk about this all the time. Does, or fawns, young deer, they're 3 sense deer, meaning they need 3 scents. They need to see you, hear you, smell you in order to run away. Most does, you ever see a doe that's looking at you, stomping? She wants you to move. You're not moving, so she circles downwind of you. That's a 2 sense deer. You know what a mature buck is? He's a 1 sense deer. He hears you, sees you, or smells you, he's gone, and normally you don't even know he was there. And a lot of this has to do with your downwind approach, because you're walking to your stand, you have to control your scent 150 yards downwind of you when you're walking in and out and blowing it into non-deer areas. The cool thing about that is if it's before daylight, usually the winds are down. So your wind's not going to carry very far and only carry 20, 30 yards. When you're walking out after dark, same thing. Those winds are died down typically. So a lot of this applies more to when you get out of your stand in the morning, when you enter your stand in the afternoon, when those winds might be peaking during the day. And you can bet a 15 mile, 20 mile an hour wind is going to carry your scent 150 yards through a typical woods, maybe even 200 yards, 250 yards across an open hollow from one side to the other. We've seen that happen. Hunter here enters a stand. Hunter over here watches deer run out of the hollow that were bedded on this side, because this scent is simply just blowing across the hollow at 250 yards plus. All of these right here, you can control this before the season even begins because it takes proper planning, but bottom line is stand location right here. That right there, and if you control this right here, how much scent you leave behind in the woods, it boils down to the scent you leave behind, the stand location, and you take care of those 2 things, you're going to control most of the aspect of scent control. Notice I mentioned spraying down. We've been spraying down. It was Miles Keller back in the day, famed bow hunter. He'd shot a certain number of Pope and Youngs back in the late 80s. I actually did a speech on him in freshman year of college. And because that was someone that I thought was pretty cool. I saw a couple articles on Miles Keller. He was standing with a ring of Pope and Youngs around him. The cool thing with Miles Keller, not only did he teach me coming in that downwind side, control your scent with stand location in the couple articles I read about him, but one of the things he had is I think it was called, it was a scent elimination spray. I can't remember which one it was. It had green and white on the bottle and had his little logo on there. And we started using that in the late 80s. That was a very expensive product that we had to con our dad into. The cool thing was, I remember he had some gasoline on a gray suede jacket. We sprayed that scent control on it. Had a little bit of a carrot smell to it, but it took the gas smell away, which was pretty cool. And we thought, man, if it takes gas off, a suede jacket like that, it must do pretty well with your scent out in the woods. And it's made me a believer ever since. I've used scent elimination sprays, Scent Killer Gold, and then now we've used the Eliminate for several years, and I think it's a superior product. But bottom line is, I've used a lot of different products and relied on them for a long time. But other than that product, I'm not thinking that anything I do, even the shampoo, body wash, the body foam we use, is going to eliminate my scent if that deer is 40 yards away downwind. This is my scent elimination. These are the steps I take when I go into the woods. I rarely get scented in or out, scent signature or on stand, because again, that preparation takes place now. Plan for this, plan ahead for your scent elimination when it comes time for the season, and then you're going to have a great spook-free season this season and beyond. Folks, I want to make sure you check out my web class video series, whether it's how to design your food plot program or how to design your property in general. And we have a new one coming out that'll be how to hunt the rut. But these bucks back here are a testament. Some of these bucks go back to 93. They're even in different states. I urge you to check out those web classes so that you can help yourself, help your land, help your hunt. The link is in the description. And also for those that have tried them out, I encourage you to offer some feedback in the comments below. Thank you.